thank you so much, Dr. Nahid, for just not just sharing your expertise, but also your humanity and how you treat all your patients as friends and giving them that confidence to be able to reach out to you every time that they need support, because that's, I think, is the most important thing for a patient, to know that there's someone who genuinely cares about them. So thank you so much. I would request you to please stay back here while I bring our next lot of panelists onto the stage. And we would love to just continue this conversation because it's all about strength and renewal. So we're inviting our inspiring panel of survivors to join us. These women who have lived this journey and they've transformed their scars into stories of triumph. We've had two of the speakers already who'd been on stage earlier, but I would like to invite someone who didn't come onto the stage before. This is someone who was born into a family of doctors, writers, and mathematicians, and her life truly reflects a rare blend of culture, entrepreneurship, and service. A double graduate and a Kathak, which is dance for those of you who don't know, degree holder. She co-founded 2 petroleum factories employing 400 workers, and later she built some landmark projects like the Ashar Sapphire, Ashar Millennia. She's the president of the Lions Club and the only woman to serve as India's multiple district president. She has led award-winning humanitarian initiatives and she has earned the name Namrata. She's 80, she's in her 80s, and she has adopted a village in Gujarat. She builds homes and reservoirs for over 4,000 people. She is known in Abu Dhabi as the Abu Dhabi mom. She remains a symbol of grace, strength, and lifelong service. Ladies, please put your hands together and welcome Srimati Mridula Chadha onto the stage, please. A truly remarkable woman. Thank you so much for joining us. A cancer warrior, at the same time, an amazing, remarkable entrepreneur, humanitarian. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. Can I also invite Freya back on stage, Freya Jaffer, and Dr. Hasina. Dr. Hasina Putin. She's been saying that, she's like, everyone's qualified, but I'm not to talk. No, you definitely. That's the doctor, if you haven't understood the dynamics already. Thank you so much for joining us. So I'll start with you. So can we have one more? Does that mic work? Okay. Can we have the mic for you? Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, Srimati Mridula. I want to start with you. I want to ask you, because you are a breast cancer warrior, the moment you first heard those words, you have cancer, what was your first thought and what was the hardest part of that battle?
First reaction was death. First reaction was death. Then I thought that one has come to an end. But after, because my daughter was here in Abu Dhabi, my son was in Bombay with me. So I think I have shown one doctor, she is my friend in Bombay. She is Meenakshi's friend also. So she called her up and said that I think your mummy is having cancer. Then she called her friend, and then they just had screening and all, and they confirmed that this is 3rd stage cancer.
How many years back was that?
Then everybody is very, but they were in great panic that what will happen, because my husband expired 6 months before that. So they thought that even we will lose our mom and dad together. Then immediately they rushed me to Leelavati Hospital, then Beach Candy Hospital, 3 hospitals, 4 hospitals we went. And all doctors were so nice, they were so friendly because my father was a surgeon.
Yes.
So everybody thought they were very friendly to me. And they said that nothing to worry, even it is third stage, but you will survive. And because many doctors knew me as I was doing social service since last 55 years. So some moral support was there, and then they said they did all their tests and all. So I went to 4 hospitals there because just to had a second opinion. Then lastly we went to Tata's. Within 3 days we went to 3-4 hospitals.
Like doctors
Then
said.
went to Tata's, and their director was my husband's friend's friend. He was doing research from the last 20 years. So he said that it is confirmed. I want to see just again. I have to want to do mammogram. I said no, nothing doing. I am not going again from this painful process and all. Because biopsy is very painful. Biopsy is very painful.
Right.
2 days I was in great pain. So they did their. He said he was the director, but as a friend, he called me in his because he has a 2 drawing room like rooms. He said, "Oh, you come here straight away and I will check." Then he checked me and he said that I am not doing operations. I am just doing research since last 20 years. But for my son just jokingly asked whether you will do it for my mom. He said, why not? I'll do it for her. So he said that today is Saturday, you come and you admit in the hospital. And tomorrow is Sunday, today is Saturday, Monday morning, 7 o'clock, you will be the first patient to be operated.
Okay.
And you will survive. He was so confident, he was very confident. It was the third stage, but he was very confident.
When were you diagnosed? How many years back?
It was in 2021 September he operated.
Okay.
Not his 4 years.
4 years.
Then he did my operation the next day. And he said, yesterday you were a cancer patient, but today you are cancer free. Yes.
Thank you. And Dr. Hasina, when did your fear begin to turn into strength?
Actually, I cut away from all my family, my friends. I got admitted into a hospital alone. And 1 year I was in the hospital. And I literally rebuilt myself. Everybody was asking, you have cancer, you are in a hospital, or the pathetic stage, but that was the time I started reading from myself. So actually, cancer was a big call for me to really learn to love myself. So I was teaching everybody to love themselves, revamp their lifestyles, and I was never taking care of myself. I was a caretaker all my life. For my parents, my patients, so and with all the tools that I developed, I never used it on myself. So cancer was actually a blessing in disguise.
Right. And I think this is where we see 2 different approaches. Because some people say that it brought them closer to their family. In your case, you decided to cut ties off and to.
Yeah, but my family was so understanding because I don't want to see any of you, they didn't come. But there are family with out of concern, they'll come and breach your privacy. So my brothers and sisters, they were really understanding. Even for my chemotherapy, I went alone. I had a driver with me, that's all. And they understood that and pitched in only when I wanted. So for me, cancer is a blessing in disguise in every way. So I could say yes.
The bottom line is that whatever that helps you how to recover, that whatever you think is the best form for you to develop strength from what you go through.
I didn't cry. I was crying night and day.
Of course.
Totally confused because, as I said, after that book, it was a question: what did I do with my life all these years? And it was.
Also, as medical professional, when you're diagnosed, you have more insight than someone
Yeah.
because
Yeah, it was a must. Yeah.
fear.
Yes.
Yeah, it was questioning everything that I lived ever for because I thought I had it all because I treated so many cancer patients and given 3 months they're living for 20 years, 25 years, and when I got it and they say that it's third stage and you're not going to survive without all these, it was confusing. It was just third stage DCIS with triple positive uh, hormone positive cancer. So they said your survival rates will bleed. So you need to do all this. So I said, first of all, I said no, I'm not going to do anything because I had reversed it in my uterus 24 years back and I do it myself. But then the fear factor came in, and then the shame, and then what am I going to tell my family? What am I going to tell everybody? What did I do with my life? And I just stopped seeing patients. I stopped being a doctor. And it was confusing. But literally, bit by bit, healers came in, people came in, who would give me real advice. And that's how I got back to life. And now, I just don't want to become a doctor anymore because my knowledge as a doctor is limited. My knowledge as a clinical nutrition is limited. Everything is limited. So now I want to be a bridge between the client and the experts. So I have to direct my whoever comes to me to reset their lifestyle or have the tools to how to reset your body. Because cancer is lifestyle.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Once you reset your lifestyle and have good doctors to support you
Yeah.
for the simple thing, it's the other thing, you can survive.
Yeah.
First of all,
Irreversible. Yeah, definitely. And Freya, did beauty take on a new meaning for you after your
I did actually. So a couple of years ago, before I had cancer, there would be cancer patients in my room, and I would sometimes call them just to treat them for free to make them feel good. And fast forward, like last year, I found myself in that very same position where, we really underestimate how doing something for yourself on the outside can make you feel good on the inside. It seems very superficial, but when I went into my salon after 6 months, I just felt very nice and I felt happy. My hair was done. It's the small things. A nice perfume. Got my nails done. Did my hair, and I felt happy. So yeah, it took on a new meaning that, inside and outside, it's like a partnership. I know that sometimes, when you're at home and we're in our pajamas and we feel terrible, and so imagine for someone who's a cancer patient, and I lost about 25% of my hair at the time. I didn't go bald, but it thinned out a lot, and I was just, it's such a big part of your womanhood, huge part, and that for me was very hard psychologically. Losing my uterus was very hard for me. I just wasn't prepared. I mean, at my age, I wasn't going to have children. The fact that this huge organ that made me a woman was taken from me overnight, my brain couldn't catch up. So, yeah, on the outside, I wanted to be more feminine. Everything's gone on the inside. So yeah, for me, it really meant a lot. Like, I go in and it was kind of my therapy because, in the community, other people come in my salon, I talk to my clients, and it was part of the healing journey, inside and out. So yeah, definitely. Now I encourage every woman, like, do your nails, feel good about yourself, inside, outside, it all counts.
yeah.
I agree with Flora. Actually, this is what I tell my patient usually. Go and do something that you like.
Right.
You like to go to salon, go to salon. You like to go to the gym, go to the gym. You like to travel, go and travel. Do whatever you want. You're cancer free. Even during the treatment. You finish your chemotherapy, you'll go home. No one will sleep during chemotherapy. You'll go home. After every disease, you'll feel tired. But go out, it's fine. But be careful for the immunity. But don't feel that it restricts you from life. And all it depends on you and the surrounding. Like your family, your husband, your kids, your friends. This is really very important. But this is really very important that you do what you like. Because life is once. Even us, everyone, not only for cancer survivors. Life is once. Do whatever you like.
And what do you
Family
think?
and friends are very important
Absolutely.
for support.
Yeah.
And you should become an inspiration for them. So I sponsored the very next day I sponsored 5 breast cancer patients. And many chemos also I sponsored, and still I'm doing the same. I think we should do more sponsorships and all. Because many people are related, when you go to the hospital, you see so many patients in line, they are standing, lying on the roads, because in India I've seen that. So it is my advice to as long as you can help people, to help and guide them. Mammographies and this, you should do free screening for them. So because then it's if at early stages it was very easy. But mine was 3 years old as my husband was very sick. He had cancer. For 6 years he survived. The doctor said he will survive only 2 years. But by God's grace he survived 6 years. So it is all family's support and love and care that makes you to live long. And one thing lastly I would like to say, dance before music is over, live before life is over.
Thank you so much. I would like to ask Dr. Nahed, what do you think is the biggest myth or misconception that people have about breast cancer, and you wish more people knew about it?
There are a lot of myths, but the most important really, I have to hear it every day from my patient that the biopsy will spread the cancer. That's very important. Many ladies actually, when you tell them that you have this suspicious lump, they will say, okay, why did I do biopsy? Just take it out. Again, the biopsy, it will help to diagnose the cancer or the lesion. Maybe it's not cancer, it's suspicious. Let's figure out what is it, so we can help you and treat you. I hope everyone will really can spread this to the fact. And then I will tell them, so if it is harming you, why we our doctor will do it for you? We will not do it for you. We will do it for you to help you. And then I will take it step by step with them. What do you want me to do now?
Yeah.
This is the next step. No, just take it out. No, we will not take it out. Why you will not take it out? Because if it is cancer, the removal will be different. And if it is non-cancer, the removal, you want to subject you again for another surgery? No. Just listen and go and do it. What you will lose? Just 45 minutes, 1 hour, small procedures, and that's it. And you will have peace of mind.
Doctor, I believe it's very painful when she went through it.
It was very painful. For 2 days I was crying in pain.
It's not that painful. They will give anesthesia, local anesthesia, but it depends who is doing it actually. Yeah. But it is but it's day procedure.
Right, yeah. That's a day surgery.
44
But
days
is
surgery.
it really painful or like you said, it depends on.
No, it depends on the patient, it depends on the location of the tumor, it depends who's doing it.
Even I had fever for 2-3 days. It was very painful. My scar was still there.
Maybe she did it many times because you have to take many from the right place, from the place where it's suspicious. Maybe that's why he struggled to take it. Maybe, I don't know. But it is painful.
Even that operation was not that painful.
That's why I'm telling you. The operation is painful. Because you're totally asleep.
Yes, you'll be asleep. Yes.
Because we were taking so many
But to get you to that step, you have to go through this. You know what I mean? That's the way. If you talk to the lady, just go with her with the steps, convince her. She will be convinced.
Right.
Because she will think, what is happening to me? I need to know. We women really very looking at details and very precise. So if you go with her with the steps and you tell exactly what will happen, she will listen. She will listen.
Right. Dr. Hasina, I would like, because you mentioned some time back how cancer was something that helped change your life as well. What would success mean to you now? And has your definition of achievement and success changed after your diagnosis?
To help as many women as I can to come to health, not into disease. So create awareness about health and tell what it is takes to become healthy. It's not just nutrition through your mouth, it's nutrition through your eyes, your ears, your skin, and all these six senses and your emotions. So you have to be so careful about what you take into yourself. So I had been taking good food only, and I never knew all these other avenues which will destroy you, even the blue light that enters your eyes after 6 o'clock without your number glasses, and even the sounds that you allow you to hear, and the importance of spirituality and prayer. I was never a religious person. Okay, spiritual, but never a religious person. But now I see the profoundness of all the rituals in every religion. So if you are born into a religion, and there are certain rituals that is particular to any religion, it's all pure science. Pure science. Yeah. So all the spiritual practices, your sound healing, your mantras, even duas, and even the positions in your namaskaram and even temples and churches, all these are detoxing. Right. So that's what I want to create, the awareness that I want to create. Know more about this, it's about health.
Right.
Yes.
And Freya also mentioned how she became a lot more spiritual and into your religious practices. But if you could go back and talk to your pre-diagnosis self, what would you tell her?
So in regards to what? Sorry, in regards to what
Life
spiritual
and what to be. Yeah, not just spiritual, mindset and
hard one actually. We had so much, there were 3 stories when I cancer as well. I lost my mother, my brother was strapped in London. So a year before I was diagnosed, my brother was working in London, so and I went for a divorce. So in 3 or 4 years, I probably experienced what people do a whole lifetime. So before the diagnosis, it's hard. I think I had a very unusual life, you'd say. And I think this is what I would not internalize it so much, because I shut down.
Yeah.
When my mother died, I shut down. I couldn't talk to anyone for months. My brother died, again shut down. And I just sort of shut down, not to talk, not to show. I'd always be, strong on the outside. Inside, I was just like crumbling. And then, bang, the diagnosis of cancer happened. Literally a year after my brother died. So then I thought, oh my God. So I think it's like just taking care of the inner part of me, like not feeling like I should, maybe I should have gone for counseling after my mother died and my brother died. So I think take care of myself. And counseling is not such a bad word, it shouldn't be such a stigma.
Right.
And I think taking care of me, I should have let go. It was okay. I should have cried. I should have done, but I just carried this pain that happened in about 4 years. All of this happened. So that I think manifested in the cancer. So yeah.
So is that also true? Because we had another speaker also mention something about one of her patients who had internalized all the pain that she was going through or not forgiving or whatever she was going through, and it did manifest in form of a disease. But is that truly something?
It's full of
Right.
because each emotion has its biochemical reactions inside you. Your adrenals, your cortisol is increased, your adrenaline is increased. Each of those emotions has its direct biochemical counterparts. So it affects your HPA axis, your brain gut axis, your thyroid brain axis. So it's not just pure science. All that we spiritual people are talking is absolute research science now. There's a neurosurgeon called Sweta Adatya who's done this research, who's doing it. Like how a mantra, you give a mantra and she puts all the gadgets and the changes in the brain. So even the words that you speak here changes your brain, and that changes the alchemy of your body. So all of whatever Bushra said is 100%. There's a story in that a lady, same story. And her drug was ignatia. Homeopathy has medicines which are addresses lead. And she was sleepless for 2 years when she lost both her parents in 2 years. And just addressing that, because ignatia is a drug which is for internalizing emotions. She started sleeping on the 9th day. And as Bushra said, journaling and forgiveness to her ex-husband. And all these are pure science. Pure science is absolutely true.
When I got the news of my brother, for example, I remember the day that I got the news of my brother, the onset of a headache that I had, the shock, it was like nothing I'd ever experienced in my whole life. Like this part of my head, just like someone had hit it with a truck. And my body was never the same. And I remember because it was a murder case, we had to wait 2 weeks before we flew to London. And I remember when I flew, I touched down. I started bleeding. And I was 30 days solid. I bled, and I said, what's going on in my body? Literally, it was the strangest feeling, and I never stopped bleeding. So again, then it was my health. So yeah, I think it's something happened to me, that reaction in my body. I was mourning him, and then I was sick. I hadn't got over my grief, and then I was suddenly dealing with cancer. So it was like, and I still remember that day, that way, it's like someone hit me with a hammer on my head. Because it's like something you hear in movies or documentary, you don't know, but when you experience that, it's like really changes. I felt like it changed my whole chemistry.
The mind-body
Yeah.
connection is
Yeah.
really strong. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Mridula ji, sorry, now that you're keeping the mic down, I would like to ask you something.
She was quite
Right. Yeah. नहीं एक और बात पूछनी what self-care rituals or mindset shift do you do on a daily basis after the diagnosis?
After operation.
Yeah, after like the past 4 years. What?
She's been always a very careful person. Most disciplined in our house.
So what self-care do you do now?
After that, we needed that physiotherapy. And physiotherapists, and I am very particular about my exercises, my diet. So I took lots of care about my diet, exercise, because due to my knees I cannot walk. So I said, and there was a stent in my heart also. My uterus is removed, my appendix is removed, and I'm hard of hearing. So all full body is full of problems. And still I'm surviving. So I was very nervous, and she said, no, you must go there. I said, okay, so many qualified ladies are here. So I will pray.
Really a warrior.
She said,
what
no,
you have
you
done.
must go, mommy, and say. So actually, I'm a very disciplined person. And since last, I think the greatest blessing is that what I feel. Since last 58 years, I am doing social service, and I go to all in Bombay. Hearts are there, so I do their mammographies. I give scholarships to the children, and I go to schools everywhere. I have done all type of works. For handicapped children, I have sponsored their one big room, and for that I won the top 10 world award from the Lions International. That's fully good. And I was very famous because I am very devoted. If I sleep at 2 o'clock, I have to finish my work. I write all my letters in my hand. I never go for typing or anything. All my speeches, my daughter, my greatest help. And for small things, I run to her. And my husband was my great inspiration. He never discouraged me. He said, whatever you want to do, as much social service, don't ask anybody for donation. Whatever you can afford, you go and do it. And that was, I think, the best moral support for me and my children. And behind my every success, my husband and my children were there. And I think those blessings, they help me. Because when you help and you get silent blessings, and the doctor was even saying that, they were saying that you, so many blessings are with you, so this thing will be very successful. So now I spread, and I tell each and everyone that you do exercise. I have seen many patients who are not doing any exercise, and their hands are frozen.
Yeah.
They cannot lift. But I was so particular within, I think, week, because that pipes were inserted, bleeding. And so many hardships I had to face. But I faced silently. I never mentioned it to my children, I never mentioned to anybody. Because you need, at that time, you need patience also. You need that you have to suffer. And suffer silently, try to make noise.
Thank you so much.
Always be patient, and the best, my advice is you do as much good to people as you can.
Thank you
Because
so
that
much
is
for
the
that.
greatest blessing from God.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Wherever I go, I say God bless you. Only one word I do.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you, Mridula ji.
Your patient hearing.
Thank you, Mridula ji. I just have one more question for our warriors. When people look at you, what do you want them to see now? Beyond the cancer survivor.
Just that every day that you're on the earth, you're alive, and just make the most of every single day. Don't, wear the best clothes, go on a holiday, just live it like it is literally. It's very cliche, but it's so true that live every single day as much as you can. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hasina.
It's the same, live every moment.
Yeah.
Just moment by moment. No future, no past. Just live in the moment. Love yourself. Yeah,
As cancer survivors, we're happier people now.
absolutely. Because we learn to love ourselves more, take care of ourselves. Just as ma'am said, your exercise, your routines, your food. Just take care of yourself and everything will fall in place. Yes.
And Dr. Nahed, what would you like to tell your patients who are breast cancer survivors?
You are very strong, beautiful ladies.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Nahed, Dr. Hasina, for truly reminding us that healing isn't the end of your story, it is truly the beginning of your story. Thank you so much for this insightful session. If anybody has any questions, we'll take like a couple of questions. We need to wrap up soon. Any questions?
One question, doctor. Why is this estrogen imbalance? Why does it happen? Is that also lifestyle? Is it diet?
It's hormones. Your estrogen when you are in 20s, not like 40s or 60s.
Yeah, but why is that a cause of cancer?
It's because of the fat. Yeah, you have to reduce the fat. And estrogen is a hormone, which comes from your ovaries. So that's why. That's one of the things. That's why when you have cancer, which estrogen receptor is positive, give it hormonal to block it, not to have it, and to protect the other breasts.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yes.
Just read recently that control is in the country, it was stopping mammograms. So what is really
Stopping?
stopping?
They're stopping.
Stopping, not to
It's very high radiation.
No, it's not high radiation.
That's another myth you would like to
No,
close.
it's not.
Yes.
It's not high radiation. Compared to CT scan or MRI or X-ray, it's less.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yes, please. How often?
Which age? It should be 40 and above, and now if you have any stroke family history or if you have any problems, it should be 35 and above.
And every year?
Yeah, every year now. It was every 2 years. It was every 2 years.
Okay, now every year. Any other questions? Okay, thank you so much. It has been truly an extraordinary evening. It was filled with wisdom, courage, and true connection. From everything healing to hope, every voice tonight reminded us that wellness is just not about surviving, it is truly about thriving. And before we close the session, we also have some mementos to give away.